High atop a misty mountain, there stood an old monastery where monks had practiced meditation for centuries. On this day, a young student named Tanrei decided to take a solitary walk up the mountain path to contemplate a puzzle that had been troubling his mind for days. As Tanrei walked further up the steep mountain trail, he noticed the sounds of the world below fading away. All he could hear was the gentle breeze whispering through the tall pine trees. The higher he climbed, the quieter and more still the surroundings became. It was as if he was leaving behind the material world and entering into a sacred realm of pristine awareness. Lost in thought, Tanrei didn't realize how far he had walked until he came upon a sheer rock face cut into the side of the mountain. Cupping his hands around his mouth, he yelled out, "Why do we suffer?" His voice echoed back at him from the rock wall. Why? Tanrei was puzzled by the echo that returned his own question back to him. He yelled again loudly, "How do we end suffering?" The mountain echo responded, "Ending, ending, ending." Frustrated, Tanrei shouted, "Can you give me the answer?" This time the echo said, "Give me the answer." Tanrei paused. Perhaps the mountain was not going to simply hand him the solution to his spiritual dilemma. He needed to look within. Sitting down on a rock, he closed his eyes and focused on his breathing. Tanrei began to realize that the answers he sought were already arising from his inner wisdom. Yet he had been ignoring this intuitive voice, waiting for someone else to solve his problems. Just as the echo could only repeat back what he had already spoken, Tanrei understood that the insights he needed had been inside him all along. He just needed to listen. The mountain echo was simply reminding him to pay attention to his own inner voice. At that moment, a gentle breeze rustled the leaves, whispering an ancient truth: "Go within and find your answers." Tanrei opened his eyes, feeling centered. With his newfound insight, Tanrei felt ready to head back down to the monastery. As he descended the mountain path, he knew he still had more spiritual seeking to do, but now he walked with a sense of faith in his own inner wisdom. When Tanrei arrived at the monastery, his teacher, Master Wu, was waiting for him. "Did you find what you were looking for on the mountain?" he asked. "Yes, Master," Tanrei replied. "I learned to listen to the quiet voice within. The answers I seek are already inside me if I pay attention." Master Wu nodded approvingly. Indeed, the essence of Zen is learning to trust one's own intuitive understanding. Wisdom comes from looking inward, not seeking outward. He continued, "The echo you heard represents your inner mirror. It reflects back your unexamined thoughts and questions. When you listen within, you can find your own path to truth. Understanding arises from contemplation, not seeking answers from others." Tanrei smiled, feeling grateful for his teacher's guidance, yet he knew Master Wu was also directing him back to his own inner resources. The wisest voices were the whispers of his deepest intuition. In the days that followed, Tanrei spent many hours in quiet meditation, listening to his inner voice. He began to understand that the suffering he felt was caused by his restless mind, always seeking something external. When he learned to still his thoughts through mindfulness, Tanrei felt at peace. One sunny morning, as Tanrei swept the stone steps outside the meditation hall, Master Wu approached him. "You seem to have resolved the puzzle that was troubling you before. What did you discover?" Tanrei replied, "I realized that suffering comes from looking outward for happiness and wisdom, but truth and serenity can only be found by looking within. When we silence the egoic mind, our inner voice speaks. That is where I found my answers." Master Wu nodded approvingly. "You have grasped an essential teaching. Never forget that you already have what you seek inside. The journey within reveals what the journey outward can never provide." Tanrei bowed respectfully. As Master Wu walked away, Tanrei smiled to himself, feeling grateful for the lessons the mountain echo had taught him. This is Narrative Dreamscape. Thanks for watching.